Are you thinking about moving to Warner Robins, Georgia? Well, hold on for just a second, because in this video, I'm going to give you information that most likely nobody else would give you. Because most of the videos that you watch on the internet just glorify and just show all of these great things about certain areas, but the reality is we don't even have public transportation, and property taxes here can absolutely break the bank. But also, cost of living is not too bad. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you what it looks like so that you are prepared and not panicked if you choose to move here. And to get started and rip this Band-Aid off, let's talk about the cost of living, because we're almost $100,000 less than the national average when it comes down to the price of homes. But also you have to understand something. When you go to buy a house, it's not just about your mortgage payment. We need to actually think about a few different things. How much is transportation going to cost? How much are property taxes? Yes, that's a part of your mortgage, but you might just be thinking about principal. What about interest? What about insurance? What about property taxes? You want to make sure that you go into that situation fully prepared. And that's exactly why we have a strategic buyers meeting with every single one of our clients, to make sure that you know absolutely everything about buying or selling a home, depending on your situation, to make sure that you're fully prepared so that you can go to the offer and win every single time. If you'd like to do that, you can shoot us a text message at 478-888-7808. I'd love to be able to take some time to be able to meet you and show you what it would look like to be able to win when you make an offer. But going back to the actual cost of living here, like I was saying before, it's about $100,000 less than the national average. Here in Warner Robins, you're looking anywhere between $219,000 and $242,000, depending on the side of the city that you plan on living when it comes to the actual home prices. Now, as of today, and it's March of 2023, we're sitting at 6.5% interest rates. So when it comes down to the actual payment, it all depends on your credit score and a few other factors. Your mortgage payment could be above what you would be willing to pay for that price of a home. That's why we need to be able to do a little bit of math here, and that's something that you need to make sure that you taken care of before you move. Don't put yourself in a bad situation. You do not want to just move here, put your back up against the wall, and be desperate to be able to get into a house, because from my personal experience, we're kind of shifting into a seller's market, right? The homes that we sell practically sell within the first few days. And a lot of the buyers that we're helping, we're getting into some situations, if they're pretty homes, 3, 4, 5 offers on these properties. So first and foremost, to start this off, understand that cost of living can be an advantage, but you need to make sure that you do the math on all of your expenses to make sure that your home is a blessing and not a curse. And next, I want to talk a little bit about the hidden expenses here, because like I said earlier in the video, there is no public transportation. So that means that you're going to have to budget for your car payment. You're going to have to worry about gas. You're going to have to worry about maintenance and normal routine checkups when it comes down to it, because Uber and Lyft in the local area, I wouldn't say it's too reliable. You can definitely use that as an option, but especially if you plan on working on a place like Robins Air Force Base, where there's over 22,000 jobs that are currently active over there, you're not gonna be able to get on base. And also, at the time of this recording, Georgia state income tax is at 5%. So if you're moving from a state that doesn't normally have income tax, that is absolutely something that you need to plan for. And lastly, we do have hot and humid summers, so you're going to have to plan for that, because if you're one of those people that just keep your AC at like 85 degrees during the summer, yeah, you might not have an issue. But if you want to keep your house at crispy 72, you're gonna have to spend a little bit more money on that, on the AC bill. Now, I wouldn't say it's too ridiculous. I think the most amount of money that I've spent on AC before local energy company came and doubled their prices because they have this fancy new building was $150 a month. Now it's looking more like $300. So make sure that you check what energy company that you're going to use and actually ask for the average price on the phone. If you have a real estate agent like me, I'm going to do that for you, pull those numbers so you don't have to worry about it. But still, it's very important, because you don't want to spend an extra couple $100 a month when you could have moved a little bit across town, have a little bit less property taxes, have a little bit less on electric, and now you and the family are going on cruises once a year. Now let's talk a little bit about Robins Air Force Base and the active job market. Now, with the presidential election app and Doge kind of doing some stuff on base, government employment has actually been put on pause because as of right now, Robins Air Force Base has right around 22,000 employees. There will be a hiring surge, I guarantee it, because there's always need of workers on Robins. I don't know what's going on with the federal government right now, but I know they're desperate for jobs, and that is a phenomenal opportunity. So go ahead and check out usajobs.gov and then do Warner Robins, Georgia, make the mile radius about 25 miles, and you're gonna be able to find some really, really good jobs on there with absolutely fantastic benefits. Now, little insider secret, I would also check out Indeed.com and I would look for some contractor jobs. Also, go on ChatGPT and look up contractor jobs at Robins Air Force Base because they're not government positions, but they pay really well. On average, the average contracting job that I'm seeing is anywhere between $70,000 a year and $120,000 a year, depending on experience, your degree, time on the job, all that good stuff. Not a bad gig. Now, you won't usually have as good of benefits compared to being a government employee through USA Jobs on the base, but you'll make a little bit more money. And also with the job market, you need to understand during PCS season, permanent change of station, you're going to have a lot of military members selling their homes and leaving, and also a lot of military members buying a home. Now you have to understand the average person in the United States military stays at a certain location for at least 4 years. And here at Robins Air Force Base, 4 years is a fantastic opportunity for somebody to be able to buy a home, live in it, save up some equity, sell their house, pocket that equity, and use that as a down payment on the next. Or, my personal opinion, what you should use, leverage your VA home loan, purchase a home near base, get great tenants when you leave, refinance that loan, and then go and use your VA home loan again and be able to start house hacking. If you need any information on that at all, shoot me a text message, 478-888-7808. I'd love to be able to help you. I'm a former military guy, use a VA home loan. If you need any investor help, I definitely have your back, and I have a lot of great contacts that you'll be able to get here in the local area as well. But understand this too, what I was trying to get at. Job market here in the local area. If you want to live right on the base, my recommendation, I like the Bonaire side of the base, right? So if Robins Air Force Base, you know, you're looking at Google Maps on the right side, it's just south of the base. Fantastic opportunities for housing that's really close to base. However, I know a lot of people that work on base. I probably have 7 family members, including my wife, that works on base. They typically live in Byron, Kathleen, Bonaire, or Perry. All are going to be within a 25-minute drive of the base, but understand that certain areas are zoned for certain school districts, and especially in the Bonaire and Kathleen area, those are the best school systems in the local area. So you could be a little bit further away, but your home may cost more because of that. And if you need any help being able to figure out the local Georgia area, again, just shoot me a text message. I would love to be able to hop on a call with you and answer any questions that you may have. And that leads to number 4, surrounding communities. I already talked a little bit about Bonaire and Kathleen, and with those 2 cities being said, they have the nicest school systems public-wise in the area. They are highly rated and they're highly sought after, meaning that property taxes and the amount of it's going to cost for your home is going to be a little bit more, but you usually get what you pay for. So I believe that it's worth it, especially if you have small children and you plan on going the public school route. Now, my number 2 pick, or if I didn't have children, I would recommend Perry. It is beautiful. They have one of the nicest downtowns. I used to be a police officer in that city and I absolutely love it. Extremely low crime rate. You can walk downtown and feel safe, and they have so much stuff you can do and some really, really delicious eats. And also, a lot of people know of this city, but if you don't, Macon, Georgia is just about a 20-minute ride north of the Air Force Base, and you can really get to anywhere from Warner Robins to Macon within 30 minutes. You have more nightlife. It's more of the city aspect, but you may have a longer commute to work depending on where you're working, especially if you plan on working in Warner Robins. All you would do is you would take 75 down, get off exit 146, exit 144, the Watson or Russell exit, and be able to hop right over. And it's not too far of a ride. Also, Macon, the best food. There are so many locally owned restaurants in Macon. It is so good. I'm going up there all the time. They also have so many different activities when it comes down to the largest indoor pickleball court here in America. amazing food, and just some really nice tucked away neighborhoods. Now, I would highly recommend that you check out the school systems before moving to Macon, because you're most likely going to look towards private schools. If you look at it now, I'm not going to tell you what you can or can't do. Technically can't steer you away from certain school systems because I'm a real estate agent. So you're going to have to do that information on your own, but make sure that you do the research. Or if you need some advice, shoot me a text. I've said it like 4 times. Text me. Maybe we can play pickleball together. Who knows? And the title of this video is Don't Move to Warner Robins Until You Know This. And here is my local expert. Dude, I live here, okay? I understand Warner Robins is the hub. You probably searched on the internet and that's how you found this, and maybe you're PCSing. But the reality is Warner Robins is a pretty busy city. If you're driving on Russell or Watson every day, you're not gonna have a good time. Yes, there's some food. Yes, there's good stores. But the reality is the majority of people that do move to the Warner Robins area, they actually live in Byron, Perry, Bonaire, Kathleen, sometimes Elko, which is a little bit south, but it's still within the county that Warner Robins is in. And a lot of people actually move out there. And a lot of people just don't know those cities exist. But to get to all of those cities, it's less than a 20-minute drive no matter where you are located. Maybe Elko's a little bit further, but they're all pretty close to each other. They're all within a good drive to amenities like grocery stores. You know, if your kids have specific things that they like to do, like baseball or volleyball, gymnastics, right? No matter what you're looking for, one of those cities may be a great fit for you. So I wouldn't just get caught up on Warner Robins, because there's a lot of great areas that are just a little bit further away that you probably don't know about because the internet just didn't tell you. But now I did. And to finish this video off, I want to get down to some quality of life and like a haha, I gotcha, you know, stuff, because the reality is, if you're watching this video, you probably don't live here and you want to get to know the local area. As of the time of this recording, we do not have a downtown that you can walk around. I know that the mayor has been putting some money away, and by some money, I think it's like $11 million to be able to build something where people can walk around. But as of right now, there's absolutely zero opportunity for you to be able to walk around anywhere in Warner Robins. There's no place to park and walk, and that might not be a good place for you. But the cool thing is, Perry, just south of us, has phenomenal opportunities. Food Truck Fridays, they have so many events and so many things down there. Might be a better option for you. Or live in Warner Robins, go there on the weekends. And I know I touched on this a little bit, but southern climates, yeah, we have some hot and humid summers. The winters are pretty mild. It's not too bad. We actually got snow this year. We never get snow. It was wild, but it went away the next day because it got hot. So when it comes down to climate, it might be a great place for you, but you do need to understand a few things, right? Like I was saying, warm winters, but hot summers, but also pollen season in the spring right now, it's killing me. Okay. If you have allergies, make sure you do the needed research, or just shoot me a text message and I'll send you all this information over, because I have it saved on my computer, of all of the different allergens that we do have. We have ragweed. We have a lot of pollen, so much that sometimes your car turns yellow. Okay. You want to make sure that you prepare. I don't know what you got, but I want to make sure that you're safe. And lastly, taxes and insurance. And just a little quick story about me. I live in Byron. I somehow fell on the line where I pay both city and county taxes. And on my house, I was spending almost $1,000 a month on property taxes. You absolutely must figure out what your property taxes are going to be. You need to know how much insurance is going to cost, and you need to make sure that you have all of these numbers put together. And that's exactly why I put together this next video that's gonna come up on the screen, how to buy a house. And by the end of that video, you're gonna know every single thing that you need to know about buying a house with us to make sure that you're comfortable and confident throughout the entire process.